Hey guys, I do not understand how Solana is a top 5 crypto because my personal belief is Solana sucks. Although they boast some pretty good statistics as far as 0.0064 average transaction cost, one new block formed every 400 milliseconds, the network constantly shuts down. A high majority of the transactions in the month of March had failed. So why is this project continuing to do good? My answer is that they are heavily VC backed and they have had a lot of people invested since the initial coin offering and also with the recent round raised in December of 2023. We're going to look into all of that and more. But first, I'd like to welcome everyone back to Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense. We cover anything crypto, look for low cap gems, and anything finance related. So if you're not subscribed already, please pause the video. Don't leave, even if you love Solana. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and welcome to the Freeman in Finance family. So highlight, guys, like I said, it's extremely fast, one block per 400 milliseconds, and 0.00064 median fee per transaction. So extremely cheap. And Solana gets even cheaper when the network shuts down. It's close to zero if you can't get a transaction to go through. And that is what I despise about Solana. And I'm not saying the price hasn't done well because nobody can argue that, guys. In a year, it's went from $20 that it rode like that for 6 months. Everyone wished they would have bought it. And now it's at $180 almost. So no one can deny that it's done very good for its investors. And some would argue that's all that matters. But when I look at a project, I invest in things that have good use case scenarios, good tokenomics, and good fundamentals. And that's why I do not think Solana meets that category. If we look at what I mean by it's heavily VC backed, I'll always try to support this with data. And if you look, they have had 13 funding rounds with the disclosed amount being almost 320 million. Although this most recent round was in December 5th, 2023 for an undisclosed amount. It has not been disclosed. And it's a little odd to me that a token that is such high in market cap and has done so well had the need to raise funds in 2023. Was this a way of selling tokens essentially for capital without doing it on the market and afraid it would drive the price down? I don't know, but it does seem a little bit odd to me. And when we look at their tokenomics, it is heavily centralized. If we look at this, 20.2% are to the foundation, 25.6% were in the seed cell, 20.4% were in the founding cell, and 20% go to the team. So this is a heavy centralized project that continues to shut down. It does not have a good network, yet the price does extremely well. Well, if you have 60 to 80% of the team that they're all on the same page and they're not selling, then that would also hold the price up, right? And that's what I was meaning by this funding round that was a little suspicious to me. Maybe they just, instead of selling a large amount of their tokens on the market for liquid capital, maybe they just did it in a way of raising funds and transferred the Solana that way, and it wouldn't show up as a huge sell and cause the price to go down. I don't know. I'm not trying to boast FUD on this project, but I'm just trying to give y'all my honest opinion. And when we look at the tokenomics, there's currently 445 million Solana in circulation. And by January of 2030, there's expected to be 700 million Solana in circulation. So that will cause even more inflation to the market. Well, we're going to get into all the network outages they've had, but before, I want to show you all why inflation matters so much. So if we look at this, the previous all-time high was approximately $260, and it's currently at, let's call it $180. So if you were just to look at this blindly, you would say, oh, well, we're still $80 away from the previous all-time high. But that is not true, because when we look at market cap, it has already surpassed its previous all-time market cap of about $90 billion. So if the tokenomics would have been the same now as they were in 2021, this price would have already been up to $260. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just we have to be cognizant of it and make sure that we understand the tokenomics of projects that people are invested in. But the troubles with Solana, guys, this has consistently failed. If we look at this right now, this is showing the month of March, the beginning of March, the beginning of April, transactions passed or transactions non-voted, which means failed on the Solana chain. And we could see that on average 75% of the transactions were non-voted, which means they failed in March. That is not something that I would expect to be very bullish for the price of Solana, although it has not dropped a lot. I honestly believe this is due to such the heavy VC backing that they're not selling because they know there will be more price action to come, and eventually they will take their profits and dump on retail. Like I said, guys, I'm not trying to FUD. I'm just trying to give my honest opinion on Solana. But everyone knows Solana has been one of the most popular blockchains, if not the most popular. So maybe they've just got an increased demand that they weren't expecting, and maybe they will figure it out. Well, this has been happening all of 2024 and even dating back years that we will look at. This was in February of this year. Solana Network Down Validators Act to restore it. This was a 5-hour outage, guys. No transactions going through, anything like that. That is not something that I personally feel is a good investment. That is not something that I would want to use. I want to use things like Caspa, even Bitcoin or Ethereum, something that might be expensive, but at least I know it'll be there when I need it. And like I said, this is not anything that's new. This article was back in 2022, October of 2022, where the co-founder said that they know Solana's outages concern its users, but a solution for the network could be on the horizon. Well, the solution has not came, and these outages are being frequent, and the more usage that Solana gets on the network, the more these outages will probably come. And that is why I am not an investor in Solana, and I do not think it will maintain its level in market cap for that long. It is currently 5th in overall market cap, and it's got that by almost over 2x from XRP. I do think the failures in Solana's network will eventually make it pay the ultimate price, but it is being held up a lot by these investors that were in these 13 funding rounds, and also the ones that hold all of this 3/4 of the circle when it comes to their tokenomics. But guys, thank you for watching Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense. Let me know down below. Are you a Solana bull? Am I completely wrong? Do you agree with me? Why do you think Solana is continuing to do so good in price? Do you agree that it's because of the heavy VC backing? And watch one of these other 2 videos up above and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Even if you love Solana, I love you. Thank you, guys.